Hello, Rich Albertson here. This is ICS211, and in this video, I'm going to go over Lab 6, 20.6, which is the online shopping cart part 2. So let's see. Here we are on the left. We have the assignment, and we're basically going to. So I'm going to start with what I finished in one. In the previous one, we built this. We basically built uh, the class for items that go into the shopping cart, and then this shopping cart printer was just basically tested that out by asking the user for a couple of items and then outputting some totals like this. So in this video or in this assignment, we're going to expand the item to purchase class and add some things, and then we're going to create two new classes, shopping cart and shopping cart manager. So this one's a little bit longer than the previous one. So let's start up our Visual Studio Code. And let's see, can I open a previous folder? I think this one here might be the previous one. Hmm. Let's see, let me go here. And here are the here are our two files. Okay, so we've got item to purchase and shopping cart printer. Okay, so let's go to item to purchase. I think that's what we're going to mess with first. And so let me, okay. So we're going to start by going, okay, so this just suggests you to create one scanner object and pass it when your methods use it. Great. Extend the item to purchase class per the following specifications. Add a item description field. Okay, so over here I'm going to say private item description. Oh no, string item description. And let's see, I'm gonna make my notes here. And then we're gonna that's great. We do a parameterized constructor. Okay, so this is a unparameterized instructor. Let's do a parameterized one. Copy this here. And inside this one, I'm gonna be saying item name is equal to something called, I'm gonna read in, which I'll call name. And item price will be something I read in called price. And item quantity is something I read in, which I'm going to call QTY. And oh, description. Okay, so then item description equals something that I read in called description. And so here, as I put these parameters, I'm going to make a string name. That's the first one. And a string description and a int price and an int quantity. All right, very good. So now all these are fine. Okay, that's that parameterized constructor. And then add some new methods. Set description, mutator, a get description accessor, a print item cost, which outputs the item name followed by the quantity, price, and subtotal. And then print this, and then print item description, add that one. Okay, so so let's do the description one. Let's do the description ones. We're going to add a public um, void set description. And what's going to come in is a string of description. That's fine. I can call it that. And it's going to be a little curly, and it's going to be a item description equals description and return. That's it for that. Okay. And then let's have a public string get description. And here I'm just going to return item description. Okay. That takes care of the mutator and the get description accessor. Now I'm going to do this print item cost. Let's see. That would be a public void. Let's put it out. Print item cost. And I'm just going to say system out print line. I'm going to print out item name. Item quantity plus at $. Softly familiar. This. Yeah, it's not similar enough because this is inside the class itself, so we refer to the items, the properties differently. Okay, so that adds the $sign there, and then we're going to add the item price plus, and then equals $sign plus, and then some item price plus times item quantity. All right, I think that's it. Okay, that prints out the item cost. And then I guess we also want to do the item name and prints out the name and description. Okay, let's do those. Public void print item description. And in there, I'm just going to say system out print line item name plus colon space quote plus item description. Then, all right, good. That should take care of this. Okay, create two new files, the shopping cart Java and the shopping cart manager. That shopping cart manager contains the main method. So, and we don't really get any kind of templates or anything here, do we? No template here, no template here, no template here. All right. So let's start with the shopping cart class. Okay, so I guess I can create a new file. File, new file, and it's going to be called shopping cart Java. And I'll put it right here. That's fine, place for it. And there's going to be private fields. All right, so the shopping cart's going to have an array. It's going to be an array thing. So let's start by import Java util array list. Hmm, this work? This work? Okay, let me test that. All right, and then we're gonna public class shopping cart beginning curly. Okay. Then now we're gonna declare some private things. These string customer name, private string customer name, private, and this is going to be string current date. And array list. Oh, this is going to be something different. It's going to be an array list. It's an array of an array of item purchase, item to purchase these things. These things called cart items, and that's going to be a new array list of items. Item to purchase in here. Yeah, okay. All right, so that declares that. Then I need to default constructor. All right, this is just going to be public shopping cart. Um, and that's going to just set customer name to none. And it's going to set current date to, I guess we can just describe it this way, January 1st, 2024, whatever. Okay, so that should create an instance of of a shopping cart that doesn't have anything and doesn't have any cart items. Then what else do I need? Oh, a parameterized constructor with customer name and date as parameters. Okay. All right, so we'll do a parameterized one, public copy paste. And I'm going to put a parameter in here of a string name and a string, I'll just do a string date. And I'm going to say this is going to be a name. This will be date. Whatever. Okay, date. And then I'm going to make all of these things. Okay, so customer name is an accessor. As an accessor, get customer name. Let's see, that's going to look like this. Public string, get customer name is going to return a string, and what it's going to return is the customer name from here. And get date is an accessor. So that's going to look same thing. It's going to return that. And next, I'm going to do a remove item, which actually, oh, add an item. Add an item to the cart items array. It has a parameter of the type of type. It has a parameter which is of this type. Doesn't return anything. So add item is would just be something like this. Where let me add item. So it takes in an item. It's going to take in an item, this type, and it's going to just add it to this to cart items, which is a an array list, which is currently empty. But so now this will add the first item. The first time this executes, it'll add the first item, doesn't return. So that means it can sit on a line all by itself. Okay, so that's add item. Now I'm going to do remove item. Removes an item from the array and as a string parameter, if the item cannot be found, it outputs a message that can't be found. That can't be item that it can't be found. And nothing is okay. So that's remove item. I guess I gotta type this out. Okay, so a public void remove item. That's gonna take in as a string name variable, and we're gonna initialize an integer. Why are we doing that now? Okay, I'll add that later. While um, so it's going to look to see if something. We'll have a variable here uh, called found, and we'll set that equal to false because we're going to initialize it to false. And while we not found, while found is false, um, and the number it's going to go through. It's going to iterate through the cart, the array list of cart items. It's going to iterate through those, and it's going to see if this cart item, if the name of this cart item is equal to that name. So while the iteration is going to be inside, it's going to be while we have a variable called int I, which is the iterator. Let's initialize it at 0. And while I is less than the number of the size of the cart of the shopping cart items dot size. While that's true, then this is the red, yellow is that one, and this is the blue one. I don't think I need that. Do this. Okay. While it's true that we haven't found it yet, and we haven't gotten to the end of the cart yet, if cart items get I get name, if the name equals this name that was just input here, the parameter. If it's true, then remove it. Cart items, remove uh I remove that particular indexed item I, and say found is true. We found it. Um, this is true. But do we go all the way to the end? Oh, anyway. All right. So, um, whether we find it or not, we can increment I, and then anyway. So we come back around, and either this is going to go. If we found it, then this is going to be true. Otherwise, this is just increments, and this may or may not be true. Once it's done, then we got to check to see how it terminated. Well, actually, we just need to check to see if it's not found. If it's found, it removed it. It's not found, then print this nice message which says system out print line uh item not in cart, whatever. Okay. Put 'em. Okay, so that takes care of remove item. Takes care of this. All right, very good. I guess I didn't get that. Nothing. Okay, start. Modify item. What does that look like? Let's see. Get description. Modify item. How does modify? Modifies an item's description, price, or quantity has a parameter of item to purchase. So it actually has it returns or it actually passes in an object, an item to purchase object. Um, and then it looks to find the item. And then it checks to see if the parameter that comes in has values for description, price, and quantity. If not, uh, modify item in the cart. If the item cannot be found, it just outputs and says it can't be found. So it looks at the item in the cart, and uh, if the description and the price and the quantity, if any of those are the default values, uh, and if they are the default values, it does not update the item in the cart. If they are not the default values, then it does update the item in the cart, uh, assuming it's found with those new values. All right, so that's what modify item does. Get number of items in the okay. So I'll tell you what. Um, so it's just like this. I'm gonna copy this. It's just like this. Copy, and I'm gonna paste it here. enter, Control V, paste. And I'm going to change this word to modify. And this is now not a, it's not a, it's not just a name, it's an actual item. And it's actually it's a, it's an item to purchase item. Okay. And this is all the same, except for, um, we don't remove the item. We possibly modify the items. Found it's true. And then here we update the fields based on um, the properties of item. Okay, so you do something like if uh, if item dot get description is if it equals none, which is the default, yeah, it equals none. I know if it's false, then it equals none. Then you want to update it. You want to set item. You would say cart items get the index I that we're at. Get that item and set a new description. Set description, which is going to be the item's description. Item get description. Yeah, right. Okay, so um, if okay, so we found it, and so then we're gonna see all of the properties in this thing here, this item thing here, all the properties that are not defaults. Okay, and so the first thing we do here, okay, we found it, so we're gonna set found equals true spaces, and then we check to see if this item's description equals the default, which is quote none. Uh, if it's false that it equals the default, then whatever that description is, which is this thing right here, we set the description of the current cart item. We set it to that description. Okay. And so then we have to do the same thing for the other two things, which is date. No, price and quantity. Uh, update price and if necessary. So it checks price and quantity and see if they're equal to the default, and if they're not, then it sets it. All right, now which means if you want to set it back to 0, you can't do this. But anyway, all right. So because that's what the default is. But anyway, all right. So this, okay. So that's what modify item would be. It's about something like that. And then we're gonna have something that counts the items in the cart. So this just counts the items in the cart. This counts this adds up the cost of everything in the cart. This prints out the total number of objects in the cart, total number of items. If it's empty, it prints that out. And this thing prints out the description of all the items in the cart. This is an example of how what total prints out. The total is descriptions and so on. Okay, that's step two. So you can do step two. Step three is prompt the user for a customer's name and today's date. Output the name and date. Create an object of type shopping cart. So here, what we're doing is the shopping cart has got a name and a date, and we're doing this in main. Um, so main is uh, labs shopping cart manager. Shopping cart manager. Okay. Well, anyway, so I've taken you through how to update item to purchase in shopping cart. I'm gonna end this video right now, and it's getting kind of long, and I'll start up another video which starts at step three. Okay, and the next video, the second video, will have step three, step four, and step five. All right. So see you soon. Thanks for watching.